ancient times, magic masters created the mystic kingdom of Fargasta. It is said that there the Eldean brothers...
Hey everyone, for this retro review, I'm going to be telling you about Albert Odyssey, Legend of Eldean for the Sega Saturn. This is actually the third in the series. The first two were released on the Super NES, and I don't even think that the second one was ever even brought to America. I don't know, I'd have to check on that. The first one you can get on the Wii Virtual Console, but I'm not sure how much it costs or if it's worth the price. The first two games, though, they were actually strategy RPGs, whereas this one's a traditional turn-based JRPG, which is what the kids are calling them these days. I used to just call them RPGs when I used to play them back when I was younger, but whatever. Like the last game I reviewed, Lunar, this was brought to America by Working Designs, and the translation definitely shows it. I don't know, just the Working Design games, you can tell from their sense of humor that it's done by them, and it's definitely worth it. You're going to want to talk to all the NPCs that you come across in every city just to see what they're going to say. Okay, let's talk about the game itself. This game is pretty classic JRPG fare, although there seem to be considerably less dungeons. The flow is more like town, dungeon, instead of town, dungeon, which most JRPGs go with. I actually found the flow to be better than most games of this style. Difficulty-wise, it's hard to critique the game. Basically, it's split into two chapters. The first chapter is ridiculously easy. I don't think I even had a single party member go unconscious at all. The second chapter starts off easy, but then the boss fights get pretty tough if you haven't done any grinding, which I don't usually do in RPGs anymore. I just don't got the time. There are some other issues, however. My biggest gripe with the game is that the main character is pretty weak. I've always felt that if a JRPG is going to have the protagonist be a melee DPS, he should be the best at it. Instead, in this game, a kick-ass, way overpowered dragon dude named Grizz is the best. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. He also can attack all enemies with various breath attacks that cost no MP, and even heal everyone in the party for about 25% of their HP at no MP cost. So yeah, he's fucking Diesel. Another thing that always aggravates me in JRPGs, this game included, is when magic is simply not very effective, unless you cast the strongest, most cost-worthy spells you have, thus depleting your MP quicker. Don't get me wrong, the MP mechanic is fine, but when it causes a character who relies on magic to be severely gimped in the DPS scales when compared to the melee DPSers, well, then it's broken. It may sound like I'm making a lot of complaints against the game, but really I'm just nitpicking. I had a lot of fun playing this game. I wish there was a sequel. I might have to consider playing the strategy RPGs that came before it that are part of the series at some point, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to find them. The sound in the game is a little bit of a mixed bag. I really love the music. I think the music is phenomenal in this, but some of the sound effects, like the sound effects for spells, and the sound effect that plays when you cancel an action in your commands is, I won't say horrible, but kind of bland, I guess, or annoying, maybe? Yeah, annoying is probably the right word. I do like the blocking sound effect, though. That was kind of nice. It's realistic, at least. So yeah, overall the sound is not the greatest, but not the worst. I definitely like the music, though. Overall, I thought the graphics were very well done in this game. If I had to nitpick, I'd say that the battle backdrops could have been a little bit better, but I really liked the character sprites and the animations. I also felt that the game's menu colors was a bit too bright blue. I would have liked to have had the option to maybe darken it or change it to a slightly different color or whatever, kind of like you can do in the Final Fantasy games. But they didn't have that in this, which is a bit unfortunate. But again, overall, the graphics are very pleasing to the eye. Story's pretty good. I actually preferred the story of the first chapter over the second chapter, mainly because in the first chapter, everyone kind of looks at Pike like he's a nobody, which he is. He's just some random kid from some random town. But at the end of it, he surprises everyone by being a complete badass, so that's kind of cool. The second chapter is just more like, I don't know, it's just like everyone's all like, "Help me, Pikey One Kenobi, you're my only hope." It's just kind of standard RPG, "Please, save us from the evil" type thing. So I didn't really like the second chapter as much as the first chapter, but overall, the story is pretty good. It's not Xenogears or anything like that, but it's definitely enjoyable enough to get you through the whole game. Overall, I give the game an 8 out of 10. If you have a Saturn and you can find the game, get it. If not, you can always emulate like I did. Either way, you should check out this game if you like turn-based RPGs, and I've played most of the ones out there for the consoles that didn't crash and burn and fail miserably. So yeah, you're probably going to want to go the emulator route.